Dell and Travis Mayne through the Daily Telegraph. Payne Haas, Kangaroo's career is over, with the NRL's number one prop walking away from the green and gold jumper in a huge coup for Samoa for this year's Pacific Championships. It's the first test for Kevin Walters, with the Australian coach losing out on securing Haas. Tino Fa'asuamaleaui and Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow will be the next names. So that's what we're thinking. Former Kangaroos coach Mal Meninga, he was on Jimmy Smith early today, and he spoke about Haas and the defection to play for Samoa. Here's what he had to say.
It doesn't surprise me. From internationalist point of view, it's great news for Samoa, and obviously they're setting up for the World Cup next year. There's no doubt about that, So the big attraction about going Samoa, obviously, is that they're going to be the first Samoan team that they believe is going to win the Rugby League World Cup. So they're set themselves up quite nicely for that. It's disappointing, obviously, from the green and gold point of view, where Payne's grown up in our system. The Australian system's already played for New South Wales. He's already played for Australia, and it's the eligibility rules comes into question again. But if you're an internationalist and you want to see more competitive games in the national space, well, then it's really good news for the Samoan team.
Divisive topic, but I love it. I think it's great. Like, if we want to grow this game properly, it's something that we can have that the AFL don't, is the international game. And this certainly helps that. So and they are our biggest counterpart when it comes to local sport here in Australia. I love it. I absolutely love it, Brian.
Yeah, I agree. It's well within the rules, as we know. I'm just wondering, will the NRL change the rules if we lose the next World Cup? If we get beat by Samoa, or if we don't even make the final, do you feel that?
Oh, imagine that. Has that ever happened?
Every chance.
Has that ever happened? That's never happened. Never.
Out of the 10 World Cups, the last 10 World Cups, it's only been won by either us or the Kiwis.
We are speaking to T.N. O'Brien, by the way.
Pommy's won a long time ago.
Yeah.
But it's been the last 10's been us. I think actually New Zealand have only won the one.
Yeah.
It was only the one.
That last one. We would never have missed,
We've never missed the final.
No.
But the game is changing, as we keep saying. So
I love it. I think it's great.
Do you feel now that if you play Origin and you give your, when you sign your little document or whatever happens, you say, right, yes, I'm going to play for New South Wales and I'm going to play for my team, you've got to do it then and there?
No, I personally believe, and again, it's going to be divisive, I think state of origin and international should be treated completely different. And a lot of people will disagree with me. I just think that you can love New South Wales. Like, you're a Penrith boy, for example, you grow up on Mount Druitt or Minchinbury, wherever it is.
Yep.
You can love New South Wales, but you can also love the heritage that your parents have provided. So I don't think that it has to be, righto, you can only play for state of origin if you're nominating for the Kangaroos.
No, you don't. But don't you feel at the start, like what To'o's done and what Critter's done, I'm happy with that. They never said they want to play for Australia. I feel already like signing up to play for the Kangaroos and then changing. I'm not happy with that.
Okay, so what we're talking about now is if Samoa weren't playing at the same time as Australia playing on their own sort of tour, should Critter, should Jerome Luai, Brian To'o allowed to be playing for Australia again?
No.
You think at that stage?
I think at that stage, once you've committed to your
I don't disagree with that.
Nationality, I'm happy you play New South Wales or Queensland.
Yeah,
happy.
But you can't bounce around between your nations.
You can't go bang, bang.
No, that's fair. No, I agree with that. What would help that cause is if every team got paid the same amount. That would help the cause. Anyway, folks, plenty to talk about there. Now, Shaun Lane has announced his retirement. So the Parramatta Eels can confirm that Shaun Lane has made the decision to retire from the National Rugby League. 11 seasons, Brian, he was there for. He spent the past 7 at the Parramatta Eels, playing a total of 186 games. He scored 39 tries in the NRL, so it's a terrific story. Like, he's
great
done
career.
well.
Yeah, great career. He's just said it's not for me anymore. He's going to look for something else to do. So,
well, I've got the new thing here, actually. Okay. Yeah. He's accepted a role with the club's elite pathways and the NRLW programs, focusing on mental skills and athlete wellness. So good on you, Shaun. He was on Jimmy Smith today. In fact, he's on tomorrow with Jimmy Smith. So well done to Shaun Lane. Well done to Jimmy for having him on. Now, Brad Arthur, he's confirmed He was on with Vossi and Brandy. Great chat this morning. Former Parramatta Eels coach Brad Arthur. He was on Vossi and Brandy this morning talking about his hopes of returning to the NRL. Now, keeping in mind that he has re-signed with Leeds for another year.
Yeah.
But this is what could happen following
Is he going
that.
to play for Samoa?
Let's see.
I took over a club that had won a couple of wooden spoons, and we got to a period where we're back-to-back, week 2 finalists for 4 years in a row, and then got to a grand final. And we just got beat by a team that has just been at the top of their game for 4 or 5 years. So, but I feel I've still got that desire. A few things that I've learnt that I could adjust if I come back home eventually, and I want to have a crack at trying to go one better and actually win an NRL competition.
There you go, Brian. So I love this, actually. I actually love what he's doing there, and he's put, which I think the English club of Leeds would absolutely love that, the Rhinos, the fact that he hasn't, there's a few options maybe coming up in the National Rugby League, and he's kind of said, you know what, no, we're not going to play this game. We're going to lock in now. I'm going to stay at Leeds for the next 12 months, been good for the family. And his sons, Brian, play their first ever game of the National Rugby League together.
Oh,
so
Matt and
Jake will play NRL this week.
Okay.
Together.
Awesome. Good. Great for the family.
Coaching bingo. Papua New Guinea joined the NRL in 2028, Brian.
Yep.
Titans. Where's Desi Hasler at? Knights. His son, as I said, Jake and Matt Arthur, both at Newcastle. Rabbitohs. Where's Wayne at? Does he take the PNG role?
Wow. I think he's got unfinished business with the Bunnies. I know he's this year's have been a write-off, so we'll wait and see what happens into next year. He would be a major target. With a offsider.
Yep.
But, yeah. He's got the proven record.
Correct. Now, the run home with Joel and Fletch on SEN. Brian's pretty organised. He's pretty professional. But if you've got a sort of a quirky stat or something you need to share ahead of tonight's game, I think you hit us straight between the eyes for a TNL performance for Brian Fletcher.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
When you get these kits, because I've never looked at one in my life.
No.
It is...
How many pages is a kit?
Oh,
it's a pack. It's almost a
50?
pack. 50 pages.
50 pages.
Just for the Storm and the Panthers.
This is a great stat. Can I tell you the Nathan Cleary stat?
Oh, it's up to you, mate. Did you want to save that or you want to...
No, I don't think it's... So, the last 10 hat-tricks that they've scored, Panthers, I think it's dating back to... It's about 5 years. Who do you reckon... Well, I'll ask you. Who do you reckon scored the most? You'll think a winger, right?
Well, given the fact that you started the question with, can I tell you the Nathan Cleary stat? I think I've got an idea who it might be.
Nathan Cleary has scored 5 hat-tricks.
Wow.
And won 4.
If you say tonight on TNL, hey, Mick, have you heard the Nathan Cleary stat? Let me ask you this.
I just find it fascinating. See, if you're a footy nerd, you would just take this and run with it.
Have you heard the Nathan Cleary stat? Then ask the question.
On the international eligibility, I think your idea of when you get picked for either an international team, what teams that is, we can decide. But
yes,
Samoa, Tonga for sure, England, New Zealand, Australia, those 5 definitely. When you get picked for the first time for them or for the New South Wales or Queensland, at that point you have to decide both.
Because in the old days, you could swap, but that was because they were trying to help out the Tier 2 nations. But I feel that if they made the final, the Samoans last time. Imagine Samoa versus Tonga in the next World Cup.
It's still the Tier 2 nations, but we're worried it's the Tier 2 good nations.
Well,
they're too good.
They're Tier 2 not on the field.
No.
The Tier 2 is all about the pathways, the money back home.
Of course.
And those 2 countries don't have it. But on the field, they're Tier 1.
Yeah, correct. We're going to go to the open line very shortly. 1300 01 1170. Craig just dropped off. You can have your say 0457 736 736. Andy says Payne Haas may have just killed Origin. I don't agree with that.
No.
Can I say, ask boys, if you boys were asked Kangaroos or New South Wales when you were 18, for example, what would you have picked?
Well, I'm not eligible to play for anyone else.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, who would I pick? Well, I'm not going to pick Tonga, am I? I've got no Tongan background. I've got no English background.
That was a bad question.
I can't really.
Yeah. What do you want to play for more then? If you're 18 and you had to, hypothetical, you had to pick, would you rather represent New South Wales or would you rather represent the Kangaroos?
Have you got a tape measure or? Well, it's totally different totally different questions. Because
no, but you can answer that. That's a fair question. Like, if you were only given one of those jumpers, Brian, you've got both jumpers. I have neither of those jumpers. Which one would you take?
Okay, good question.
Got there eventually.
Yeah. For achievement-wise, Australia.
Which one would you take? For you, your
Green and
family, everything
gold.
else, would you?
Green and gold.
Right.
Yeah, because you're representing your country. That's a pretty big thing.
It is, yeah. Yeah, that's
when
right.
you think about it.
Yep, that's true. That is true. Tradie Hour, thanks.
You're still here? We'll see more on the Joel and Fletch socials and catch us live on SEN Radio. Because if you don't, you're an A grade. But if you do, you're the absolute Mickey.